Hey, good afternoon, fellow traders. It's Black Coffee Trader coming to you on a Friday, January the 24th. And once again, we had a green day. I have not been able to say the word green too often this year in the month of January so far, but definitely quite happy with the results today. Again, I'm just it's not a big green day by any stretch of the imagination, and no one's really, looking to watch someone making a few bucks per account. But I'm at a point where I'm really just trying to focus on regaining and getting back into green. Let's just jump into TradeZella. We'll look at that first. So here's today, 508 across the 13 funded accounts. And again, nothing spectacular, but again, I'm looking for some consistency and trying to get some green put back together. So excuse me. The crazy thing is yesterday I talked about being superstitious on Thursday, Fridays this year have been way better than Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. And isn't that the case? It's crazy. But again, we are down. Let's actually look at all the accounts. We are down. Come on. This thing's been a little bit laggy on me today for some reason. I don't want to view the note. There we go. We're down about 20,000, right at 20,000 across all the funded accounts for the month of January. And again, the whole point I was looking for after, hey, we had the 5 red days, last week and then the week prior ending the week, and I wanted to get green last week, and we ended the week on a positive note. And then this week, 3 back-to-back days of over 3,000 in losses, just very, very bad days. And then I've just, the last couple of days I've been extremely patient and just really, really, really trying to make sure I take good setups. And it's paid off. It's paid off very, very well. Again, it's not big, but at this point, I'm not worried about the dollar amount as I'm looking for some mental wins and getting a few green days. I would love to come back on Monday and have another nice green day. I don't care if it's a few $100, but just green is green. So that's where I'm at. That's the road I'm on. And hopefully we can put together a better week next week and actually have a green week like we started out in the first couple of days of January. So anyway, that is that. Let's look at the charts. Today we obviously had a pretty choppy open again. I thought it was very, very choppy at the open, very difficult to find good trades. And then we had this, I thought we were going to go back up here, and then we had this big sell-off, bounced, and we fell through this 970 area. And I had locked out using GAT. I am using GAT, by the way, and I really do like it just from a risk perspective. But I locked myself out of trading somewhere right after this trade. This was a really nice trade right here. I went in long right there, and I locked myself out. And I'm a little bit, in a one way, I'm kind of sad that I did, but I also didn't want to end the week on a red day on a Friday. And even though we didn't have much green per account, I mean, we're basically $60 on the bottom 7 and about 20 bucks on the top accounts. This one account, I had one extra trade. I accidentally I entered a trade thinking I was copy trading, didn't like it, killed it. And anyway, that account's, $7 in the hole, which is not a big deal. But even though it's not big, it is green, and that's what I was looking for. So had I not shut down my trading for the day, I would have probably taken a couple shorts once we fell apart on this move back down. I did short that with some evals. I had a decent day on evals. My top 4 that I've been trading here off and on Apex, those are getting closer and closer. The top one, we're at 52.5, almost 52,000 on the second one. 51,000, almost 51,000. So had a pretty good day there. And these other accounts that I've been trading, I'm just taking it very slowly, very careful. I'm not really trying to get any big days, just trying to get some consistent green because I almost lost these due to drawdown. So these take profits in this Tradeify account, I almost lost them due to drawdown. So I'm actually building that back up again. So I may put on some bigger size next week and try to work on getting more of those passed. But anyway, most of this was made actually right here in this move down. So go figure. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the wrap on the trades I took on the 73 and down accounts. That's what we're looking at here. I did try a short here that failed. That was a bit of a disappointing. It's a very nice hitchhiker setup, and it failed. And then I did buy this bottom off this level when we tested it. Here we had a bit of just kind of choppy consolidation, and we tested this level. I jumped in long, And I really should have just left my stop down here where it was, because I would have got out of that trade with a lot of profit. The way it was, this first trade I got out here with 50 bucks, and then I re-entered on the second hitchhiker, or the hitchhiker setup right there. We have the nice green move up, pull back, push back out of there. I entered long, got out of there with another 25 and another $75 there. So I missed out on probably 50 bucks with, well, 25 bucks with an account there. So I don't know, it may not have been a huge deal, but I could have held through all that and probably should have. I am getting a lot better at doing this. Like I entered this trade here around 11:20, and I didn't exit that trade until about noon. So about a 40-minute trade. So anyway, just getting better and better holding, and that's really what I'm looking for, is just getting into good setups like I did today. I was very glad that I was patient and didn't trade through this chop. I thought to myself, I'm going to wait until we test this, because I felt like we probably would. We're either going to go above VWAP and then I'll look at taking a long, or I'm going to wait until we test this, and if we look like we're going to hold, I'm going to go long, which is exactly what I did. So again, having a good solid trade plan and executing it worked out. On the other accounts, I think it was only 2 trades. Yeah, on these, the 80 and down to 80 to 74 accounts, I only took 2 trades. I took a long here. This was more of a price action trade, but it's almost a hitchhiker, but not a classic hitchhiker, so I called it a price action trade. I went long there and got out of there for about 30 bucks. And then we had this fall apart here, and then I actually did re-short. I had shorted on the other accounts. That was a failure, and the move broke back down. I re-shorted it again, and I caught a nice little winner there. So that was really it. Nothing big, but yeah, just being smart about it. So happy with that, and happy with the way the day went, and happy with the last couple of days, which is great. So big picture wise, looking at the daily chart, we are putting in a red day today. Yesterday we actually ended up green. We were red when I did my update, but we actually ended up green. So the interesting thing is, right now we're seeing this 22,100 level definitely reject, and that has definitely been the ceiling the last couple of days. So we may be in for a little bit of a push back down, and then maybe push back out of here. I am still very bullish on the market as a whole. We really moved up nicely off of this 100 SMA. So we'll be looking next week to see kind of where these levels play into. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one here, the 21,800s. Definitely looks like that could be a key spot that we may be looking at next week, especially if this continues to fall apart today, for the rest of today. So anyway, that could set up some nice longs as we get into next week, and we shall see. And as far as ES goes, very similar. We did reject at these highs, about the 50, 61s. Have rejected that. That was the previous high area, and so we'll see. Maybe we come back down here and test this previous high here, and then maybe that juices this thing to actually take it to new highs. So if you look at ES, we're getting close to new highs, and NQ, we have a little bit of a ways to go, but that is definitely within reach. So anyway, that's kind of the big picture on the market. I did take an oil trade this morning on these accounts. That's kind of why they're not into more profit. I liked the way that this thing had set up. I went long, was in that trade for a little over an hour. Nothing too bad, but entered this off this bounce off the key level here that I have marked out. Got my first profit target, and then we fell apart, and I'm glad I just didn't move my stop and allowed this thing to stop me out. But that was a loss of about 40 bucks per account. But then since then, we really just chopped around. We're slowly kind of reclaiming this. But the big picture on oil, we're still, I still feel like we're in a bit of a bullish trend. Is this actually a flag, or is it not? And is it simply going to fall apart now? So time will tell. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm looking at this, on a daily basis, and if I like it, I'm going to jump in, and if I don't like it, so be it. So anyway, that's a wrap. And hey, we put together 2 green days. That's positive for me. So once again, thanks. Appreciate you all hanging out. Thanks for using code BCT with Apex and Take Profit Trader. And yeah, I just appreciate you following along on the channel. Hopefully we can get these Apex accounts to pay out here, hopefully in the month of February, since I don't think we're going to make it here in the month of January. We've got 5 days left, and I've got a ways to go on the accounts, except for these bottom two. Or the bottom one really is only down a couple hundred. So anyway, got some work cut out, but we're going to work at it day by day. So again, thank you. Have a great weekend. Be careful next week. Let's trade well. Remember that green is always better than red. I guess I'm speaking to myself on that note, but hey, green is green. Let's make it happen. So, all right, have a good weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week. Take care, and so long.